Hi there. Today I'm going to show you how to take text and apply an image of flames to it to make it look like it's on fire. So the first thing we're going to do is start out with a blank document, and we're going to use two images, one of flames and one of a wood texture. So we'll go back to our blank document and we're going to start with our text tool using a white color and a nice bold font like Arial Black. And I'm going to type the word that I want to apply the flames to, and I'm going to use the word fire. And then I'm going to apply a few effects to this. So I'm going to go to my effects and I'm going to apply an outer glow. So the first thing I'm going to do is change the blend mode to normal. Then I am going to go and change the color to a dark orange color, and the color I'm using is FF4115. And then the next thing I want to do is change the size, and I'm going to make it about 75. So next thing I'm going to do is change the inner glow, again changing the blend mode to normal, and then I'm going to bump up the opacity to 100%, and I'm going to choose a light orange color this time, and the color I'm using is FFB64D, and I'm going to change now the size to be about 70. See how that looks. And actually, I think that's a little bit too much, so I'm going to change that, and I am going to, instead of 70, I'm going to go with 50. And that looks good. So now I am going to apply bevel and emboss. I'm going to change the depth to 175. I'm going to change the size to 24. And I'm going to change the opacity. I'm going to bump it down to 36. Now I am going to apply satin, and I'm going to again change the blend mode to normal. I am changing the distance to 25, and I'm changing the size to 30. And finally, I'm going to apply a gradient overlay, and I have already created this gradient for the sake of time, but if you wanted to know the colors I'm using for the light, I used FFBB5A and the dark C47E3A. So I'm applying that. And then I'm going to take the wood image and I'm going to drag and drop that over here onto my project. Command T will scale that down, and I'm going to change that so it's a little bit closer to the size of my text. And then while I'm highlighted on that layer, I'm going to command click on the letter T on the next layer, and that's going to load those letters as a selection, and I applied a mask. And I'm going to then lower the opacity to 50% so you can see the effects we made. So now I am going to go up to my image of the flames, and I'm going to come over here to channels, and I'm going to hide everything except the green channel. And I'm going to command click to load that as a selection. Then I'm going to bring all the channels back, and while on the RGB with them all highlighted, command C to copy it, and then come back over to my project and command V to paste it. I use command T to transform, and I can resize the image, and I'm going to bring those flames right over on top of the letter F. And I'm going to position it where I think it's going to look best. And now I'm going to zoom in so I can see it better, and I'm going to go over to my eraser tool, and I'm going to make sure I have a nice soft edge on this, and I'm going to just erase all of these extra parts that don't really fit on the letter, so it makes it look like it's just the letter F right now that is flaming. So I'm just erasing a bit, softening up the edges. Softening up the edge here a bit at the bottom. And then I'm going to zoom out and I'm going to repeat. I'm going to command V to paste the image again. Command T to transform the image. And I'm going to make this one a little bit skinnier since it's the letter I and it's a skinny letter. So I'm just going to move this, position it to where I like over the letter I. Shrink it down a little bit. Make it skinny. And again, I'm just going to zoom in and then I'm gonna grab my eraser and erase all the excess that I don't want. Just trying to change up the shape too of the flames. I don't want it to be obvious to someone looking at it that it's the same picture over and over. So using my eraser to change the shape a bit of the flames to make it look different. Move that down a little bit and repeat. Command V, Command T, resize. And this time I'm going to move it over a little bit, use these flames here on the left a little bit more. I think that looks pretty good. Zoom in. Grab my eraser. Just start tweaking the image to the way I like it. And now again, for the last time, Command T to resize it and position it. Actually, this time I think I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to flip it horizontal. So I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and now I can place it. I think it just looks like it fits a little better this way on this letter. Zoom in, take that eraser, soften up the bottom edges, and erase all this extra stuff that's off to the side. So now I am going to go back to my layers, and I'm going to hold my shift key and click on the top and the bottom of those 4 layers I just created and drag them down into the new folder. So now they're all grouped together in one folder. I'm going to take that folder and drag it down onto a new layer. And with this new layer, I'm going to change this to soft light. And the reason I did this is because you can see the difference without it and with it. It just makes it a little bit more vibrant. And so that's the finished product. I hope you enjoy my tutorial. Thanks.